So we'll jump right into designs. So designs is its own applet. In the past, you may have used something similar like Canva, which is like a free online creative suite. To make things as streamlined as possible, labs put designs in our systems. And that way, as we're creating, like I said, emails or advertisements, we can just pull that directly in, saving you those steps of having to download the marketing material to your computer, then having to upload it. So it's making it a little bit easier. So I'm going to head over to designs. And designs is going to be down here. It's going to be the icon that looks like an easel with a paintbrush. These icons have been updated in the last couple of weeks. So click on designs. All right. So here it will put you into your design templates. And this is just going to show me all the different templates that I've made since the beginning of time in designs. And so that way, if you ever want to quickly reference something or you want to open something back up, they're all right here. If while you're going through this, you're like, oh, I want to find that one piece of marketing material that I made, up here at the top, you have this row of all the different types of marketing material that you can make. So you could click on social, and then it's going to show, designs will show you all the pieces of social media marketing material that you've made. Same thing with landing pages, if you made separate landing pages or emails. So this is just a quick, easy way if you want to reference something or make an update or reuse it, you can do that way. If you want to create a new piece of marketing material, which I think we all want to do today, we'll get started by clicking on the plus sign in the bottom right-hand corner. And this will open up all the different types of designs that we can create. So email, social, print, video, and import a PDF. I do want to bring up the import PDF. So if you have a piece of marketing material that you have, maybe that a marketing agency has created for you, or you have, you found something that you really like, you can upload that PDF and designs will actually be able to break that down into all the various different layers. So then you can update a PDF for your own usage. That being said, you do need to make sure that you have the right and permissions to use that piece of marketing material so you don't get fined or in trouble for it. When you want to create any type of digital marketing material, you'll want to select social. For whatever reason, social counts for
anything. How you doing?
Anything social. Let me
good.
Mute everybody here. Social just accounts for anything that is anything digital. So Rudiger added, oh, perfect. You likely won't be able to edit the text because most tools only include partial fonts in the PDF. Yeah, that is a great point, Rudiger. Thank you. Just because the system may not actually have that font, so you won't be able to edit that text. But it is an option to have if you have a piece of marketing material from a previous life. So I'm going to click on social. I'll click next, and now it's going to open up the design editor. So let's give this a second to load. Sometimes the design editor does take a minute to load, and that's because this is a third-party application that is loaded into Command. Let me make sure everyone is muted here. All right, perfect. So now that we are in designs, we're in our templates, and Labs has gone through and they've created a whole bunch of different templates that we can use, so you don't have to create any piece of marketing material from scratch. I myself am not a very creative person. I'm much more of a numbers person, so the idea of having to select images and fonts and backgrounds and stuff is not in my wheelhouse. So the fact that all these different designs are created for me is really helpful. On the left-hand side, you'll see a bunch of different types of templates that have been created. So KW app, listings, buyers, lead gen, business basics, leadership, and templates. So you can just click through these and see all the different types of options that you have. So listings, if you have for sale, just listed, price update, neighborhood snap, so many different options here. So I'm going to click on, let's do just listed. So I'm going to click on just listed, and then you'll see over here, we have a handful of different designs that we can select from. Along the top, we have a bunch of different buttons, and each one is a different social media platform. So Facebook, Instagram, Instagram stories. Then we have door hangers, bifolds, trifolds, postcards. So all different types of layouts. The benefit of this is that Designs has already gone through and reformatted each one of these design options for that platform, knowing that the dimensions and best, I guess, best use for the platform is already updated for you. So for here, for Facebook, you can see these are all going to be rectangular images. That's going to be ideal for the Facebook platform. But Instagram is a square-based platform, so they've already been reformatted, same look, same feel, same font, everything's good to go. So that way you can create one piece of marketing material that you can post on Facebook, then you can have one on Instagram. And if you're really big with Instagram stories, you can click on the Instagram stories here, and you can see these are a lot more, these are all vertical layouts. So again, it's the same information, just in the different formats. So that way you can really post across all those different channels, knowing that consumers and your sphere are going to interact with each one of those channels a little bit differently. Any questions about the layout here of the design editor, the different types of design materials on the left-hand side, and the different formats along the top?
So can you actually change what's written on there if you wanted to use like a little different verbiage, or the template is the template and you would just throw your own picture in?
Yeah, so you can change everything on here. So we're going to walk through that and do that together.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can make all of these your own. These are just some starting places for you. Once you've gone through and you've found a different option of what you're looking for, we can get started. So we'll use, let's go click the Facebook option, and we'll select this just listed. So I'm going to click on the use button. So I want to create a Facebook ad or Facebook post. All right, so you see here, just listed, some basic text, all the formatting, everything's set up to go. Now I just have to make it my own. So first and foremost, we have this image here. This is not my listing, so I need to update that. Designs is linked directly to FMLS and Georgia MLS. So similar to if you want to make a landing page where you can pull in a listing, I can pull in all of that information from FMLS. So I don't have to upload those images. So to do that, I'm going to click on the image here. So I've selected this image. And then I'm going to click on KWLS. And that is what links to FMLS. So I'll click on KWLS. Then I'm going to select listing. And then I'm going to search for my listing. So I have a listing here, 91 Moreland Ave. So we'll give it, here we go. This is my listing right here. So I'll click on select. And this is going to pull in all of the photos from my listing. So that way I don't have to upload anything. I can kind of go through and pick which one I want. So I want to use the main image. So this is the townhome. So the outside of it's not anything extraordinary. So I want to go through here and I want to use this image. So I'm going to click on this, come back over here. I'm trying to make sure I'm trying to select this image. There we go. Select the image. Then if I come over here and you roll your mouse over the image I want to replace with, it has 3 different buttons. It has a plus sign to add the image. It has this recycling sign that's replace image or use as a background. So I want to replace this image, this stock image of this beautiful kitchen with my image for my listing. So I'm just going to click on the recycling symbol to replace image. And the system automatically updates that image and has it formatted perfectly in that space. So I don't have to reformat, I don't have to stretch, I don't have to do anything. Now, if I wanted to come through here and kind of reposition it, I can double click on it. Oh, I keep selecting the wrong icon, wrong thing. I can double click on the image and then I can drag it into, whichever position I want. So if I want to make sure I get all the couch in there, I can, which, I don't really want to, but and then click on done. And now it's kind of repositioned that picture a little bit. So you see how easy it is to update that image without having to actually drag and drop or do anything. I don't have to reformat it. It fits right there perfectly. Now I want to update the text for my actual listing. So I'll just click into this text box here and I will type in 91 Moreland Avenue, Unit B, Georgia. I think this is 30306. And then I'm done with that, so I can just click out of there. And now I want to update the information about the listing. So this is 3 beds. So double click into the text, 2.5 baths. We're right at 2,000 square feet. We are listed for $474,900, and we were built in, I believe, 2009. So you can see how easy it is just to click into that text box and start updating text. Tiffany, what's your question? You can unmute yourself and ask.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So when I click the image,
Yep.
Well, if I hover over the image, I see a plus sign and like a gallery symbol where there's multiple small boxes.
Yep.
And so from here, what should I click? Just add image?
No, so if you want to replace the image, make sure you select the image over here on the piece of marketing material. So you can see I've selected the image here, and I can tell because it has the dots and little dashes around the edge of the image. So then when I put my mouse over the image I want to use, it has that third icon, which looks like the recycling symbol.
Okay.
And that's the replace image. And that's what you want to use. That's going to make it the most simple for you. Now you could just add an image. I could click add, and then I could, drag it and, do all this if I wanted to, but then that becomes a lot more manual work. So I'm just going to click delete and delete. So by using the replace option, you're automatically going to get that image to be formatted within this piece of marketing material.
Okay. I didn't click on the actual image that's on the picture. That's what threw me off. Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Now, you're welcome. Now, I will say this. I really like designs, but it is a little clunky. You have to click around. You kind of have to figure it out as you're going along. The designs and from my perspective, was built by someone who is really good at, let's say, like Photoshop, but they try to make it a more simple version of Photoshop. But for someone like myself who does not do anything creative or use Photoshop or anything, it's still pretty advanced. So there's a lot of options in here. So as you're going through here, just click around and play with things and be like, all right, I don't know what I'm doing. Because you can always undo up here in the top left-hand corner, you have an undo button. So, and if worse comes to worse, you can always just close out of this and start a new one. So don't worry that you're gonna break anything or ruin anything, because you can always undo it or start over. So I really like that feature, being able to pull in the listing information directly out of FMLS, because it just makes my job a little bit simpler. And then down here in the bottom right-hand corner, you can see it just says KWA DBA name. So I need to replace that and put the First Atlanta logo here. Now, I had previously gone through and updated my branded information. So I have all of my headshots and my information, and I've uploaded the office logo. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on the logo icon. So I selected the logo icon, and I can tell because it is surrounded with the dashes and the circles. I'm going to come over to logos up on the left-hand side, and I'm going to select my assets. Now I have uploaded 2 different versions. I have the white logo and then the gray logo, as well as my own personal business logo that I've created. So I'm going to roll my mouse over the gray logo, and again, I'm going to click on the replace logo. Now, for whatever reason, when you upload a PNG file, so it has a transparent background, and you replace it, it does this weird thing where it goes to the bottom. So I'm just going to move that logo up and make it bigger. But you know what, to be honest with you, that doesn't look that great. So I'm going to replace it with the white one. So again, I've kept this logo selected over here on the piece of marketing material. I'm going to roll my mouse over the white logo and I'll click replace logo. And now it has replaced that with the white option. So that's a little bit easier to read there. Any questions? How did you upload those logos? Okay, I will show you how to do that in just a moment.
So you can actually put that logo anywhere you want.
Oh yeah, I could put it over here. I can put it over here. Yeah, you can make this any way you want.
So it'll show up better, because I know sometimes you have to move it around so it'll show up better.
Yeah, so depending on what your image is, I'm just because I'm not the creative person, I'm like, you know what? Some professional designer put this together and I'm just going to follow what they did. But yeah, if there's a really important piece or feature in your image here, you probably just don't want it to be there, and you can move it anywhere you want.
And are there sizes that you have to stick to? It has to be a certain size compared to other things that you put on there. Like if you were going to put your personal logo on there as well, I'm assuming Keller Williams has to be the same size or almost the same size as your personal logo?
Yes, that is correct. So anytime, and again, I'm not a compliance broker, so Lynn and Alita are your default people to ask this to. But my understanding based on the KW requirements and GREC requirements is that anytime that you have a piece of property shown or listed, if you have your own personal logo or contact information, Keller Williams First Atlanta's logo and or contact information has to be included at equal or greater size. So let's add my personal logo here. So I have my First Atlanta logo. I want to add my personal one. So I'll just come over here and I'll click on it and I will add it right there in the middle of the page. So I need to figure out where I want to put it. So I can just put it right next to First Atlanta, but because for compliance, I need to make this smaller. So that way it fits. Or you know what, I can just put it over here in the left-hand corner. So it's kind of balanced.
Hey Nick, quick question for you.
Yep.
The logo that you're using is transparent. Did you bring it in as transparent, or did it adapt the logo to be able to put it in like that?
So I uploaded a logo with a transparent background.
Okay.
If I will show you where to find those logos. So if you haven't downloaded the zip file with all the First Atlanta logos, I will show you where to do that right now. So Scott Hardy has uploaded all those to the rawlsgrouphelpdesk.com. So I'll just type in rawlsgrouphelpdesk.com. And then up here in the top right-hand corner, if you click on downloads and then click Market Center logos, he's then uploaded zip files with each one of the different Rawls Group offices logos. So if you download this, the First Atlanta one, it'll have every single color. We'll have the gray, the white, I think a black one with white backgrounds and transparent backgrounds. So that way you can select which one you want to use. Different times, different pieces of material will look better with different color logos. The easiest way to know if it has a transparent background or not is transparent background images will be a .png file. So okay. You'll have I think a .jpeg, .png, .eps files will be included in each one of those. And if you want to use transparent background, .png will be the file you want.
Great, thanks.
You're welcome. And they're all in that download for you. So just go to rawlsgrouphelpdesk.com. So I've added my logo here, I've made it a little bit smaller. Let's say I want to add some text here. I want to add something more. I have two different options. I can come over here to text, and I can add any one of these cool little banners that they've created. I can add this statement, each office is independently owned and operated, which is already included. Or I can add text myself. So click and drag. So if I want to have a title, subtitle, body, or text block I can just drag over. So we'll just do subtitle. I can just drag that over and double click into it, and I can start updating beautiful townhome in Reynolds Town. And now I need to make this text box a little bit bigger, so I can just drag that. All right. So I can drag that here. Now we need to make some changes here. So I want to change the font color. So I'm going to double click inside of it to select all of it. I can come up here and I can change the font color. Where is the font? So fill color. I don't want to fill.
Is there a grid that you can pull up so that you know that it's centered properly and that kind of stuff, or we just have to wing it?
Yeah, so if you, excuse me. So I'm gonna undo that. So I'm gonna select this text. So if you move it around, you can see that line pops up in the middle, and that lets me know that it is centered. Or I can move it over here, and it kind of lets me know what it is being centered against. Is that your question, Charlotte? Or are you asking if you can view a grid?
Well, I'm now seeing the grid on the left side, so, and at the bottom. So yeah, we're all good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Perfect. So I want to select all the text in here, and then let's change this text color to white. Perfect. Oh, it's called fill color, not text color. Okay. White doesn't really work too well either, so we'll just update this really quickly. Let's just do this fun little blue color for fun today. Oof, that is hard to read, but whatever. So I can do that. I can also change the actual font. So you just click around in it until you select it all. And then you can come over here and you can just scroll through all the different fonts that are in here. And see one that we like. We can just do this one. All right. Now I need to make this text box a little bit bigger. See how I just have to click around sometimes? It's not the easiest thing to do, but you'll get it done. All right, so I made that center, but now it's too big, so we need to select this all and make our font size just a little bit smaller. So we'll make this 52 font. All right, well that's not, I don't know why this is being weird. It's not actually changing anything. All right, let me hit escape. One of the benefits of live training when things go awry. All right, so let me try to get out of this. Let me try to, all right, so now I'm kind of stuck here. And it is not, okay, page unresponsive. So let's give this a second to try to fix itself. So you can kind of see how, for the most part, how easy it is to go through here in designs and start making updates to it. All right,
I think there's something wrong with the system overall. I was having problems with accessing earlier. So
yeah, I will say Labs is always making updates on the back end. So they're probably doing something back there, and then my computer is probably just overloaded. So let me try to wait one more time before I refresh. So again, sorry, one of the benefits of live training is things go haywire. There's a few more things I want to show you this morning. So you have a lot of different options. I mean, you can go through here and do all sorts of stuff. You can select font, change font colors. You can make it opaque. You can make things bold. You can add all sorts of different images. Oh my goodness. All right, let's try to keep waiting because I don't want to lose all this because I want to show you how easy it is to save and all the different ways that you can save. So while we're waiting for designs to load, any questions Any questions or concerns, comments that you have? All right. All right, let me just try exiting the page and let's see what's happened. Let's try to go back to command. Hopefully it saved it for us. Let's give it a try. So I'm gonna go back to designs. Perfect, it did save. So that's one of the nice things about the system is it does autosave throughout the process, but let's see if it actually saved all the work I did. Nope. Okay, well, perfect. So I don't want to go through all of that again for time's sake, but you got the idea of how you can start adding stuff and adding text. Let's say if you want to add some additional images, you can go through the company and there's a bunch of different images that you're able to pull from, and you have license to use all those images. So you can app images. So if you want to include an image of a cell phone, you could add that to it. We have lifestyle at home images. And again, you could use any of these images for just a basic piece of marketing if you wanted to. Anything that you wanted. House types, neighborhoods, lifestyle activities. There's icons. So if you want to go through here and add various different icons or images, you can add all sorts of different stuff. And you can just play around with it and figure out what works well for you. And once you go through this process one time or a couple times and you figure out what you really like, you're able to then just copy that, use a template, and update it with a new listing or new information for a new open house or whatever it is you want to use. Once you've gone through and you've saved and you're good to go with everything, you can give your document a name. So I'll name this Training 1020. And we have a couple options here. I can download this. So if I want to download it and post it to my Facebook, I can. I can click on the share button and it'll give me a couple different options of how I can share this. So I'd be able to share this to my social media channels, to Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. Or I can take this link here and I can post this and it'll pull in this image directly out of Designs. And then when you're done, you can click done here, or you can come back over here to where the KW is and you can see that left arrow and that will take me back into design. So if I want to work on another piece of marketing material, I can. So I'll just click on that back arrow. So before I pull up any more or go through another design, I want to show you really quickly how you can upload the KW logos as well as your branded assets. So if you click on brand assets right here in this tab, it used to have a My Library button over here, but they've updated it to now have a separate tab for my brand assets. And here you can go through, you can upload your colors, logos, smart text, images, elements, videos. So if you want to update your Keller Williams logo, click on logos here. And then you'd click on upload up here in the top right-hand corner, and you can upload all the different logos that you want. So you can have multiple versions of the First Atlanta logo, of your own personal business logo. If you have it in different colors, you can upload those here. So that way, when you're in a design, you'll be able to easily add it like I was able to do as well. If you have specific colors or fonts for your brand, you can add those here. So all those are preloaded. All you have to do is click on this plus sign here for color palette. And then you can type in, well, first you could go through here and try to figure out the exact color you wanted, or you can type in the RGB code or the hex code, which is probably the most easiest one. You just click on this little drop-down menu below the text box, and you can switch between RGB, HSL, and hex code. If you've worked with a marketing company and they gave you some fonts, or excuse me, some colors, it will likely have a hex code that you can just paste in here. So I know that Keller Williams red is, well, it's not letting me, why isn't it typing in here? Let's try this. All right, well, okay, now my computer, what is happening? I'm sorry. My mouse is not working. Everything is going crazy over here. So I know Keller Williams red is B. Oh my goodness, I'm trying to type and it's not, and nothing's happening. The backspace works, but nothing else. What is going on? This is crazy. Okay, well, I guess you could just paste in your color here that you'd wanted. Hopefully it works better for you than it is for me right now. And the same thing here for fonts. If you have a font that's specific for your brand that you want across all your marketing material, you can upload that font here. So then when you're making your updates to the marketing, the templates that I've already built, you can just update that font to your brand's font. So that way, any piece of marketing material that was made by your marketing agency or from a different system or from within Command are all the same, and consumers won't know the difference. And then if you have any other elements you want to add, you can add those here. And elements might be anything. If you have any secondary or tertiary icons or brand imagery, if you have any background images that you want to use, or anything else that you want to include, you can have that here. And you can upload that into your brand assets, and that will automatically appear for every time that you're creating a piece of marketing material. Any questions on uploading the logos or any other branded assets? And hopefully it works better for you than me for getting that color correct. All right, perfect. So I'm gonna go back to templates because I want to show you how to do a neighborhood snap, because I think it's pretty interesting. So if you want to do a neighborhood snap, and this would be probably most useful if you want to do, well, one, if you are a member of a specific neighborhood's Facebook, or if you want to just show what's going on in your neighborhood, or just share something on Facebook that's unique, you can click on Neighborhood Snap. And here we can provide real-time information about that neighborhood. And again, we have all the different layouts and formats based on which platform we want to use. So I'm going to select this one here. I'm going to click Use. Give this a second to load. So again, everything is already loaded for me. And then we have this image here, which shows Barton Hills. It has average list price, sold price, and here's some other additional information. I want to make this for my neighborhood, and I live in Forest Hills in Smyrna, so I'll be looking to sell, and I can update this text. So it says Forest Hills, so that's pretty simple for me. And then I want to update this image here with information for my neighborhood. Now, I could go into FMLS and I could pull all this information, and it would take a minute. Well, probably a lot more than just a minute. It would take a fair amount of time. Or I can come over here to KWLS, and again, link directly to FMLS and Georgia MLS. And then I can click on snapshots, and I can search my neighborhood. So I'm going to type in Forest Hills, Smyrna. And here it pops up. Now, depending on your neighborhood, it may show up or not. Again, it's all linked to those next door neighborhoods. So if you're unable to assign a neighborhood for yourself or a client for a specific neighborhood, then it would probably not show up here either. So I'm going to click on Forest Hills, and then it's going to load a couple different options of what I could use. So you can see here, our first one is that vertical image, the same as here. We have a small rectangle image here, and then we have a map image here. So depending on the piece of marketing material that I'm using or the layout of something I'm creating, I could use either or. So I've selected the image over here, the snapshot image on the right-hand side. So on the left-hand side over here in the toolbar, I can click on that replace icon, replace image, and that's going to replace the market snap information with everything with Forest Hills. So now I have this great market information looking to sell in Forest Hills. I can come over here. I'm going to update my logo by selecting the logo, click on logos, and I'm going to select the Keller Williams First Atlanta. I'm going to click replace. I'm going to drag it up. And then just for fun, let's add my personal logo. So I'll drag that over here, right next to the First Atlanta logo. And there we go. Now I have a beautiful Facebook post. So I can just post it on my wall, or I can share it in my Forest Hills neighborhood group. This could be really beneficial just to kind of show, hey, come to me if you're looking for information about your neighborhood. So I could, you know what, I'm gonna click, let's actually, no, I'm just gonna save this. So let me come over here and do Forest Hills Snap. Click save, and then file, save. I have a quick question. Can these be printed as a postcard or a mailer? Yes, they can. And Thursday's class, we're going to walk through creating print materials, including a mailer, because you can actually order all those materials directly from command, so that you can create it here in Designs and then set it up to be mailed out to your sphere, your database, or wherever, whatever part of town you're farming. So yes, they can all be created as mailers. So I have this. I now have, I've saved it. I can post this to my personal Facebook. I can post it to my business account. I can also set this up to be a scheduled post. So let's say I'm getting ready to go on vacation tomorrow, but I want to have a post for Thursday that just goes out on my business page. I can use this as a scheduled post. Now, you probably would not be able to use this as a Facebook ad, because Facebook limits the amount of text on an ad's image to 20% or less. And there's a fair amount of text on this image, so you probably wouldn't be able to use it as an ad. So if I wanted to share to social media from here, I could just click on the share button. And again, I could select Facebook. And I could type in a fun little message here. I could download it, or I could schedule it through the Campaigns applet. Any questions about updating this postcard or this piece of material? Pretty simple. So I'm going to go back into the design editor. And if you ever want to come back to a piece of material that you've created, you can click on My Designs. And this is going to show you all the pieces of material that you have created in the past. So this is all the ones that I've made. And looks like they're in no particular order. But here's one that I just created this morning. You can see here listing presentations that I've made, some ads that I've made. So they're all right there. So if I ever wanted to go through, I can edit. So let's say I created this one for Forest Hills before. So this is from June. So I can just double click on that to open it up. And I could just start editing this here. Again, KWLS, snapshot, let's do Brookhaven, Georgia. Here we go. We'll just use this one for now. And then I can replace. So now I have an easy, I could create a template that I like and just go back to My Designs and update it all the time. And then I can give this a new name of Brookhaven Snap. File, save, good to go. So it's that easy to go back to your templates. So that way, once you create one piece of marketing material, you can use it unlimited times. If you want to create a piece of marketing material from scratch, you can click on Start from Blank, and you'll be able to get started without having any of those templates for you. So click on Start. So you can give this option for a custom size. So if you want to make your own size, or if you want to create something for Instagram, Facebook, Instagram stories, custom campaigns, flyers, jumbo postcards, trifolds, bifolds, endless options here. Ooh, Facebook covers, LinkedIn covers, Twitter covers, flyers. So you can just go so many different options here. While we're here, as a part of your marketing or your marketing profile, the system asks for a 360 by 360 headshot or a 360 by 360 version of the logo. You can create that from here within Designs by selecting custom size here, and then selecting 360 by 360, and then click create. And now it's going to be a blank canvas for me to use. So if I wanted to add any images, or if I wanted to upload any images, I could do that here. Click on My Assets, or click on Add, and I can upload here. I've already uploaded the KW logo, so I could come over here and add this, the First Atlanta logo, and then I can just drag this. So it takes up that space, and you want to make sure it's as centered as possible. Now, if you want to get really specific with it, we can add a circle. So if we come over here to icons, let's do images. Company images. I guess you don't need to do that to add a circle, and then I thought there's a place to add a shape. I guess not. So you just drag that here, and now I can save this as my KWFA logo 360 by 360. So I could save this. I can download this to my computer. Download as, let's do PNG as transparent background, and download. So now I have this 360 by 360 version of my logo that I can then upload into my marketing profile, and it's all done for me there. Now, one thing that's great about this is I was able to download a .png file, so it was has the clear, transparent background. Whereas if you use a program like Canva, you're unable to download the PNG files without having to pay for it. So another benefit there. Any questions about using designs to create digital pieces or social pieces of marketing material? Do you feel more comfortable with the layout? Anything that I can show you again? Anything you haven't seen yet that you would like to this morning?
So Nick, I missed the first part of it. So what do we go into to get to here?
So to get in Designs, you'll go into the Designs applet. So let me just go home real fast so I can show you.
Okay. Thank you.
So from your home screen within Command, you'll come over here to the icon that looks like a blank piece of paper and a paintbrush. Just roll your mouse over it. It'll show its Designs. Click on Designs. And then this is going to show you all the pieces of marketing material that you've created in the past. If you want to go into and edit a piece of material here, you can just double click on it. If you want to get started with a new piece of material, click on the plus sign in the bottom right-hand corner. And then for today, we're doing everything that's digital and social, so I would select social and then click next. And that will take you into the design editor where you can go through all the different pre-made templates of designs for you and you can start working on them there.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. So Heather asked, my listing is not showing up. Is there something I needed to do to make sure that I can see it? My question for you would be, how long ago did you post or did you set your listing live? Because sometimes it does take a minute for the KWLS to pull in that information from FMLS and Georgia MLS. Oh, wow. So if it's 9 days ago, that is a fair amount of time. So within, so Heather, so within, let's say, I'm just going to open this up real fast. So when you come over here to KWLS, you type in your listing. You can search by MLS number, KWLS, agent, and you search it there and it's not showing up at all. Oh, so if you're under contract, it may not show up because it may only show active listings. So I know in a couple other areas of Command where you can pull in the listing information from FMLS, it only shows it'll default to only showing active listings. So you have to select the listing or all statuses to show any under contract. So if you try maybe your MLS ID or MLS number, that may help it show up. So what you may want to do, if you're still unable to do that, send a note or send a support ticket. Yeah, ask in the chat. Yeah, send us a support ticket to the labs team and they'll be able to tell you what to do to make sure that your listing, even though it's under contract, still shows up. So that way you can create that piece of marketing material. Any other questions?
So Nick, can we rewatch this on video?
Yep. So I recorded this, so I'm going to upload it to the YouTube channel so you'll be able to watch it again. And then on Thursday, I'm going to go through a similar class, but I'm going to walk through print materials, which would include sending out flyers or mailers. So how to do that from start to finish within Command. So how you can create the actual marketing material and then set up that campaign to mail it directly from Command, as well as setting up buyer and listing presentations. So you can make all those in Command as well.
Okay, great. Thank you. Very great.
So the name of the YouTube channel is KW First Atlanta Official.
KW First Atlanta Official?
Correct. And so all the trainings are uploaded there. I'm going to upload this one this morning to the channel as well. And then every Friday afternoon, I send out an email with links to the past week's trainings in case you missed it. And
You're the best. Thank you.
you're very welcome. And also, as you're going through here and you're starting to play around in designs, reach out to me with any questions that you have. I know I want to show you how to use the system. It is still kind of clunky. You're probably still going to have a couple issues here or there, some trouble. Give me a call, send me an email. I'm happy to walk through whatever trouble you're having. Or if you want to, we can set up some one-on-one time and we can walk through creating a piece of marketing material together. All right, well, if there are no other questions, we can all go. I really appreciate you all joining me this morning. Again, please let me know how I can help you with designs or anything else related to Command or anything tech related to help your business. All right, well, have a great rest of your day, and I will talk with you all soon.
Thank you, Nick. Have a great day.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.